All right. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of The Kingdom of the Kael Isles. This is the custom D&D campaign that I run just about every other week, twice a month. And it's fun and involves crazy things happening. And these lovely people join me because they weren't smart enough to say no. So, um, to I just somebody tweeted me to catch up a little bit on some newsy type stuff. Last week, I think it was like Thursday or Wednesday, somewhere around there. I released my first custom class on the DM's Guild. It is called the Dragon Knight. The last time I checked, it had been downloaded over 160 times. It was at its peak, it was the 38th most popular title in the DM's Guild. And it's really, really cool. So if you guys want to check that out, head over to the DM's Guild, search for the Dragon Knight. It's a really fun class. I put a ton of time and effort into it. Yeah, it's very unique. It involves, dragons and turning into a dragon hybrid and cool shit. So. Beyond that, some other news for the channel itself. This show happens the first and third Tuesday of every month. I have decided that I am not quite enough of a masochist. So on the second and fourth Tuesdays, starting next week, I will be running another campaign with another group of crazy people that weren't smart enough to say no to me. That is, it'll be the Tyranny of Dragons campaign from Wizards of the Coast. It's really, really fun. I've run it once before, and it involves, again, lots of dragons, lots of cool stuff. So if you guys enjoy this, you guys enjoy D&D, it's the exact same time, just on the weeks that I'm not doing this. So please tune in for that. Beyond that, you guys may have noticed up here, I have this little thing. I'm trying to raise money to get to LA to present the cast of Critical Role with a present, a very meaningful present that I'd like to present to them in person. In order to do that, I have to have enough money to actually get there. So if you are so inclined and you have some extra money just kind of lying around the house, feel free to click on the tip jar beneath me, and you can donate to help me try and make it to LA. Please do not feel obligated to donate or anything like that. It is simply a way that if you can, I would appreciate it. If you can't, please just enjoy the stream. We have a ton of fun doing this. Well, I have a ton of fun. I don't know about them, especially after what I do to them tonight. I have no idea if they're going to have a ton of fun or not. But yeah. So anyway, enough about announcements and crazy type stuff like that. Let's get to gameplay. To bring everybody up to speed on kind of where we are right now and what we've been doing. This group, after finding a pirate, blowing up his ship, getting stranded on a desert island, meeting some crazy spiders, and then escaping from that desert island, landed on another island that had a port on it that was full of dead things that didn't like being reminded they were dead. And while they were kind of going around and trying to figure out what was going on, they ran into a tiefling who, unfortunately tonight, was not able to make it in time. So we just have her lovely avatar image there. But they found a tiefling surrounded by a bunch of dead things and things that aren't quite dead but really should be. And they decided to explore the rest of this area. While they were exploring, one of the members, Avok, had a close encounter with someone that he was relatively sure should be dead and is no longer dead, which is a weird thing. So now he is trying to figure out what's going on. Fade has been realizing that something really weird has been going on around here and is trying to kind of investigate and figure out exactly what kind of magics are at work here, get a little bit better understanding of just the crazy crap that's going on. Last week specifically, they were in an area that they learned was called the graveyard, and it was full of undead things. They went exploring a little bit and found a very large creature that was kind of transmitting a signal that was controlling all of the dead things. They were able to take out the creature because Fade has necromantic hands and they're naughty, and he does bad things. So he just killed the bastard like super super quick.
To be
He's ghostwriting.
fair, I did wake it up.
Yeah, he did. He did. So he kind of had like an obligation to kill it, because that's what I do. If I wake somebody up, I'm like, sorry, I got to kill you. Really sucked when I used to wake up my former siblings for school. It was an awkward time.
Oh boy.
And they'll never find the bodies. So, beyond that, after they did that, they found out that the zombie thingies that were about to attack them had regained at least temporary control over their minds and bodies again. One of them was able to kind of take them to an underground kind of bunker type place. And they started learning that this has been going on for quite a long time. And that this guy, whom they still haven't quite figured out his name, mostly because he doesn't know what his name is, has been slowly trying to break from the control that has been happening. They find out there are two other locations that they already knew about, but they got a little bit more information. One is called the Web Towers, and that's where spider type things are. And the other one is called the Chapel. I think is what I called it. It was the chapel or the cathedral. I don't know. My brain's not working right now, guys. Did someone take notes?
I want to say Citadel.
Citadel. There we go. It was a citadel. If it wasn't, it is now. Because I'm the DM and I can retcon anything I want. So yeah, and that's where there's a very, very strong field, and that's where the more powerful undead beings, like Avok's brother, are normally kept because the weak field that was in the graveyard is not enough to control them. So after getting a long rest and being able to kind of relax and recover their wounds and everything like that, you guys wake up in this underground bunker type place. What would you guys like to do?
I want to ask our new friend, our nameless friend, what he knows about the spiders.
When you wake up, you actually notice that he's not currently in the room. The last interaction that you had with him before you guys went off to sleep was he was leaving to check the other bunkers, because this is not the only one. So technically he's been gone for about around 8 hours now.
Okay. Well, that has me worried.
It's a really big area, by the way, so...
Well, I look at Avok and say, we know that there's at least 3 threats. We should probably go try to deal with another one while we can.
Wait, I thought there were just 2. The tower and the church place thingy.
Well, we already took care of the graveyard.
Well, and beyond the citadel is the actual residence of the of Care. What is it, Corin? There we go. Corin, the kind of head of this place, has been doing all these nasty things. His kind of laboratory home type place is on the other side of the citadel.
Well, I want to kill some spiders. I still don't feel good about the last time.
I really just want to find my brother, but given from what that guy, wherever the fuck he is, told us, I guess it might be smarter to deal with the spiders first.
As you guys are speaking, you hear sound from the ladder that descends from the surface, and you hear something coming down it.
I throw up a detect magic.
You get that same kind of vision that you saw before. Very weak necromantic energy starting to descend from above.
Okay. I wait to see who's
As
coming
you
down.
wait, you guys see the familiar form of Michael, or of the unknown, unnamed person,
Yes.
who has a name that he's just remembered that I haven't told you yet. But it's really hard when you have like his real name in your head, and then you're talking about it like, well, he's unnamed because you guys don't know it yet. But so anyway, this
Hello,
guy comes
friend.
down, and he's like, "Wow, so you're still here? That wasn't a dream. That makes me feel a little bit better." And
What
he
was your
kind
name
of
again?
looks around. Well, I hadn't told you, but now that it's been a good 8, 9 hours since I've been under the thrall, a lot more of my memories are coming back. I think I'm called Michael.
Good to know. Good to know.
Of course, that could just be a name that I really like, but it fits, so I think I'll just keep it. You guys look like you're getting ready to do something. You're getting all packed up. Are you not staying? You
Well,
know how dangerous it is out there.
Danger's my middle name. I want. I
Your
want.
parents didn't like you very much, did they?
They really didn't. That's why I became a cleric. I had to run away. I want to get whatever information I can about where the spiders are. I know he told us they're in the tower.
Mhm.
Um,
So
But-
as you start asking about the spiders, he kind of goes, "Wait. You're going to the web towers?"
that's the current plan, unless you have a better idea.
I don't think he
Well,
does.
I mean, I don't. I think the best idea would be to get the hell out of here, but that really wouldn't help me all that much.
I
web-
just want to help you, Michael. You're my
Yeah.
friend. I'm sorry for burning your arm before.
uh,
As I reach out to touch him again.
he backs up rather quick. He's like, "No. I'm good. I still got, good feelings from the last time you touched me." I mean, you can go for the web tower, but it's dangerous, and almost completely pitch black in there. So you'll want to bring some sort of light source if you can't see in the dark.
Touch my shield. Murmur. The shield lights up.
That'll work. Yeah, that'll work pretty well.
Want to come with? Want to bring some friends?
You know what? We have enough issues going on right now, and I don't know how far this kind of non-magic field goes. Like, there's a possibility, since the web towers are closer to the citadel than the graveyard is. There's a possibility that if I set foot in there, I might go back to what I was.
Well, I'll tell you what. But when you were enthralled by the field, you really couldn't speak well without lots of effort.
Yeah.
Let's have a safe word. So next time we meet, if you tell me something, let's see, tell me that you love me, then I'll know that it's you and you're under your own control.
You're not.
I'm just gonna walk to the ladder now.
Yeah.
Hey, you're making this really weird.
You don't have many friends, do you?
No, no one likes me.
All right. Well, if I'm under someone else's control, I will make sure not to say I love you. I can't
Sounds like a
guarantee
plan.
the next time I see you, I'm going to tell you I love you, but,
I reach
I'm
out to
going-
pat him on the back.
he steps back just a little bit more. He turns to you. He's like, I was able to meet with about half a dozen, find about half a dozen other bunkers like this one. From what I'm seeing, not everyone that is no longer under their control reverted completely to their old personalities. Some of them are kind of mindless. The ones that have been in there under his control the longest are having a lot harder time regaining their old memories and their old abilities. Right now, out of all the people that I spoke to, there's probably about 20 that if a battle started, they would be battle ready. Beyond that, there are literally hundreds that are in various states of regaining their old identities. So I don't know how much help we're going to be for you. I mean, I feel an obligation to help everyone regain what they had, and I can't really commit to much beyond that until I know that we can at least do that much.
Well, all I need from you is this place to retreat to if things go south.
Well, for right now, it is. Just make sure we can't allow Corin to find out about these bunkers. So make sure before you get into any of them that you cast whatever you need to make sure that he's not watching you.
Understood.
If he finds out where we are, I don't know what he'll do.
I understand and agree to these terms.
All right, well, have fun, guys. There are a few that are still wandering the streets out there or sleeping in those hovels because they don't know any better. I don't know what they'll do to you if they see you, so you may want to still, keep a low profile.
Very good. While you're regaining your strength, if you happen to see my friend's brother, he's got a big gnarly battle axe that doesn't look right.
I know who you're talking about.
If you can get any more information on where he is, that will be helpful to us as well.
Like I said, I believe he's in the Citadel. It's not a massive place. You'll probably be able to find him without too much effort once you get to the Citadel. Just be careful while you're there. The few times I can remember being there, it was being in that field was not enjoyable. Being in the Citadel was a new kind of hell.
I look at Elaine. Shall we?
After you.
I push Avok up the thing.
Don't push. I'm been waiting to get out here to begin with. Anyways, I go up the ladder.
All right. So you guys are able to make it up. Like I said last week, you guys are roughly around 30, 40 feet down. So you make it up to the surface. You see the same kind of barren landscape that you saw before, with just these buildings everywhere. Every so often you'll see one of those creatures kind of wandering. You notice that they're not looking quite as decrepit as they were before. Yeah. Where do you guys want to go?
Stick to the walls. Let's be stealthy about this.
All right. Why doesn't everybody go ahead and give me stealth checks?
Yep.
Apparently you did well.
How's my rogue doing?
They're on a one?
That's about
You're
right.
not the only one.
Wow,
Oh,
2 ones?
No, bad job.
That's a 4 for me.
How better than I?
So, as you guys get out, Fade, what'd you get?
10.
Just stomping around, making sure the ground's there.
As you guys get out, Fade turns the rest of you guys and just kind of puts his fingers to his lips and says, shh. And Elaine and Avok both just go, oh, okay. Yeah, we probably shouldn't be too loud at all. That would be a very bad thing. Hey, everybody, we're going to be quiet now. Okay? Just like completely quiet. I rolled a 1 too. So, you guys, even with Elaine making sure that the ground is still stable and Avok just kind of calling around to let everybody know that they're going to be quiet, it doesn't seem like anybody noticed you. It's the weirdest thing in the world.
It's amazing.
Because the DM can't roll.
Oh, good.
Wow, dodged a serious bullet.
Oh, man.
So, even with your rather blatant, just like cartwheeling and cymbal playing on your way out, you very, very luckily don't run into anyone in your direct path that you choose to leave.
Boy.
A
Oh, man.
non-stealthy rogue. Perfect.
I can't detect traps. I don't know if the ground is below me. I'm a good rogue.
Awesome. So you guys are able to make it to the end of the graveyard. You're able to make it back up into the little town that you were in before. You guys have basically 2 different paths that are technically 3. You have the path that kind of winds and goes to the Citadel, and then you have another path that winds and goes to the Web Towers. And then you have a third one that goes back up to the Manor House that you guys entered through. Where would you like to go?
I'm hard down for these web towers.
Okay. You guys just gonna follow Fade or what?
I'm
Avok,
following Avok.
Avok looks toward the Citadel. Fuck. Off to the fucking tower.
All right. So, as you guys go, you notice as you get closer, this large tower that towards the top you can see has different like parapets and stuff like that, and you pretty easily figure out why they call it the Web Towers. The closer you get, the more you realize that the areas that traditionally would have just been open space are completely covered with incredibly thick webbing to the point where you can't actually see the inside in the upper levels of the towers. But you can see from where you guys are, you can see shadows on the various webs and stuff like that of what looks like large creatures moving around every so often inside of there. However, due to tricks of the light and stuff like that, you can't really tell if it is really large creatures or just very large shadows that are being cast by small creatures. As you get closer to the tower itself, you start noticing that the ground itself, while none of it is really all of that great here, becomes even more barren as you get closer and closer, and you start noticing like the trees and things that line the path start off towards this town as just kind of decrepit and old looking, and the closer you get, they become more warped and perverted versions of trees. And as you look, you start seeing very thin strands of webbing that as you get closer get thicker and thicker to the point where you start having almost a complete canopy cover by the time you actually get to the actual doors of the web towers.
How thick is the strands of this webbing that are above us? Can I discern that?
Thick enough. I mean, it's like the strands themselves are very, very thin. They're webbing. They're designed to be very, very thin. However, as you look up, just the sheer volume of webbing, by the time you get to the tower itself, you can't actually see the sky through the webbing. And it's become very, very dark, even though right now it's probably about midday.
You guys ready for this?
Hug some spiders? Sure, yeah.
Let's just get this over with.
I throw up another detect magic and I start knocking on the nearest web that I can reach.
Okay. As you look around, you notice that the web itself seems to be infused with a form of magic that I have to remember what kind it is. And I have to get the right book for that. Hold, please, as the DM completely blanks on what kind of magic it is.
The kind that does stuff.
Yeah, that's totally what it is.
I figured. I had a feeling.
You are just like psychic, dude, is what I'm saying. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I know the spell, and I can see it in my head, and I just cannot remember the damn... There we go. Conjuration. There we go. Conjuration magic. Seems kind of almost infused into the web. Not enough that it could actually be used to affect the weave in any way, but it definitely gives you the idea that whatever created these webs must have a lot of conjuration magic available to them.
Okay. Am I getting a ping anywhere in my immediate vicinity?
Range
with detect
is it 30 or 60?
I believe it's 30.
All right. So within 30 feet, you don't really see anything. As you tug on the web itself, you come to realize that the web is not really designed to catch prey or anything like that. It seems specifically designed to obscure light and things like that. And because of that, it doesn't carry vibrations like a normal web would. It's quite literally a shade.
Okay. Then I walk in the direction of the tower.
All right.
Let's get closer.
As you guys get to basically the door, you notice that the tower itself is one very large stone building. You've got absolutely no idea what its purpose could have been back when this land was inhabited. But right now you can see it has two very, very large double doors in the opening, and both of them not only are closed, but you can see strands of web all over the door, making it even almost like locking it and preventing it from opening.
Hey, Elaine, you want to find us a way in?
Besides the door,
Yeah.
with all this web around. Do I see any other ways in besides the door?
Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Natural 20.
Not bad. So as you're looking around, you're starting to notice that the canopy that creates all the darkness, probably about 100 feet away from the edge of this castle, starts to get much, much taller, and you can see it actually connects with the tower much further up. And you can see, as you kind of look up, what looks like holes at various points in the tower, very large holes that are stabilized with additional webbing and stuff like that. And this canopy kind of envelops the lower portion of the tower to keep it dark while still allowing access to these holes. The closest one that you can see looks to be roughly about 50 feet up.
We're up for climbing. I see a couple of ways in.
Of course.
Well, shall we attempt to climb on this web?
All right. So how do you guys want to do this?
I will hoist up Elaine, if she can grab the nearest thing. Do we want to try to like tightrope up this thing?
The webs themselves, think of them as like giant shades, things like that. There's not really a whole lot that you can grab onto. They're just very, very thick, designed to block out sunlight. You actually, from the position that you are, even with a nat 20, you don't see anything that you could really use to climb up. Like there aren't any ropes attached. You don't see any webs, like strands or anything going directly to these holes. You just see kind of a sheer face of the face outside of the tower.
Is there any way we could get? I'm going to talk to this is to Avok and Elaine. Did you guys see anything like a ladder anywhere around here? If we can get a little bit closer, I could possibly try to face step up into one of those holes and drop a rope to you guys.
I mean, aside from back at the hideout.
Can I just do a perception or something? See if there's
there are trees all around you guys. They clear out about where the web starts going up. The trees actually still continue for another about 50 feet. So there are trees and stuff like that. None of them are higher than maybe about 20 feet. Like they're not massive trees, but there are plenty of things around you that you might be able to try and use to create a makeshift ladder or something like that. Or
yeah, that's what I'm gonna go for. I asked Avok to help me drag a couple of these tree limbs or something over.
So what do you guys have as far as rope and stuff like that to tie and create this ladder?
I still have my full length of 50 feet, and I can chop it up as needed.
Yeah, I have my full length of 50 feet as well.
Okay.
I've got 30 feet.
So basically, all I need to do is make some like a vertical thing, like one of these things vertical, and then something, a couple pieces on a slant, so that I can try to shimmy up it to the top. I need to get 20 feet up.
Okay. You have no problem getting enough supplies and stuff like that to get you 20 feet higher.
Okay.
You use up, altogether, you guys use up about 15 feet of your rope.
Just take it off of mine.
All right.
In order to create the makeshift structure. It's not incredibly stable, but it works.
Okay. Well, then I will try to climb it. And once I get to the top, I will try to Misty Step into a hole.
All right. Misty Stepping, again, not an incredibly difficult thing for you to do. As you kind of get closer, go ahead and roll me a perception check with disadvantage as you get higher.
17 is my bad one.
So as you get higher, you start hearing rumblings and strange sounds, but you can't really tell exactly what they are. As you misty step up to the top, you are greeted by, and you have dark vision, right, out to 60 feet?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So as you misty step up, you are greeted by a pretty impressive sight. As you look in, you see that the inside of this rather massive building has been almost completely gutted. You can see where there used to be stairs and floors and things like that, and you can see where they were ripped away and the remnants still remain. You can also see areas where you think lights may have hung at one point, but inside of the tower itself is now completely black, and all of the support structures and everything have been replaced with a very intricate web structure. You see thin lines and thick lines crisscrossing in various places. You see that there are some areas where basically makeshift floors have been created out of webs. And you also see that the further up you look, the more movement you can see. But due to just the massive amount of stuff going on, you can't really tell what it is that's moving. It could just be wind and breezes and things blowing some of these strands around. It could be something is moving on the webs. It's such a massive area that it's almost impossible to pinpoint specific movements and where they start. As you Misty step up there, you step onto one of the webs, and you notice that this web reacts much more like webs that you've dealt with before, where the vibration itself carries. And not only does it affect the web that you touched, but you notice that the vibration carries and hits. 7 or 8 different webs start moving after you do this, all with the same vibration that you caused with your step.
I am not going to try to avoid making motions or vibrations, but I want to quickly look around and see if I can anchor what's left of my rope to something right at the edge here.
You can tie it around one of the webs. They seem relatively strong. Like it's right now, the one that you touched, just from kind of stepping on it a little bit, it seems more than strong enough to support your weight.
Okay, I will tie that around and drop the rest of it.
All right, make me a dexterity check.
$15.
All right, so as you sit there and you kind of fumble with the web for a little bit, you go and you tie a knot pretty quickly. You drop down a rope without too much difficulty. You guys at the bottom notice that a rope is being dropped. And if you give me 2 seconds here, I have to find the correct page on here. There's so many different things. It's scary. All right, where are these things? Give me a sec. I have to go to the back of the book because I didn't mark the page because I'm a moron.
I asked that you guys were ready, right? Before I did this?
Yeah.
Okay. If there's a big red button, I like to push it.
Okay. Where did you go, page that I need? Oh, it's way over here. Sorry. Hold, please. The DM is not nearly as prepared as he's supposed to be. Okay. So as you are standing up there, and your detect magic is still up, right?
Yeah, it should be. 10 minutes. Well, we built the ladder, so maybe not.
I'm going to say, yeah, by now, because you built the ladder and everything, it's gone. So that changes things slightly. As you're up there, go ahead and roll another perception check with disadvantage.
23.
Not bad at all. As you're up there, kind of lowering the rope down and kind of waiting to help your friends get up, you feel kind of a prickling sensation that feels almost like some sort of magic is being cast, but it's very distinctly different. As you look around, especially with a 23, you see movement, and you see kind of almost like an after image of a very large creature moving in your direction from above you. But as you kind of focus on it, you realize that you can actually see through whatever it is that you're looking at completely. But it's obvious to you something is coming towards you, and I would like for you specifically to roll initiative for me.
Very well. 12.
Alright, let me get the sheet set up, because again, I'm not a very good DM today. I'm normally a lot more prepared. I spend all my time, getting music and stuff to work.
Hey, I like that too.
Alright, so you said 12, right?
Yes, sir.
And I have to roll for the creature that is attacking you. All right, so as you are doing that and kind of preparing, you start feeling something pressing against your neck, and you feel
good.
two pinpricks as a creature rolls really poorly because I'm rolling for it. Does a 13 hit your armor class?
It does not.
So you sit there and you feel something start touching your neck, and as soon as you do that, you instantly kind of throw your shoulder back and you feel it connect with something almost solid. As you look, you see a creature slowly become visible and become tangible. It is a wicked-looking creature. It's got these very dark blue, almost indigo legs that slowly get lighter and lighter until the upper portions turn into this very light blue-white color. And you can see what looks like two fangs coming away from you, dripping poison. And as you kind of reach up to touch your neck, you realize that there's a little bit of poison on your neck, but it wasn't able to pierce your skin before you were able to knock it off.
Does this look like the spiders we encountered on the other island?
Looks very similar, but a little bit different. The two that looked like this were massive.
Okay.
This is simply just a large creature. So it's bigger than you are. It's not quite as large as the ones that you saw on the island. So after having that happen, it is actually your turn.
I yell down, "Help!" And then I reach for this thing's fangs
Okay.
because I want to grab them and inflict some wounds on him.
Okay. Is that a save or is that an attack roll?
That is an attack roll.
All right, go for it.
Come on, 16.
16 is a hit. Go and roll damage.
That is 17, 24 necrotic damage, and I will channel divinity to add another 15 to that. So that is 24, 15, 39.
So you sit there, and as this creature is just sitting there going, you reach your hand out and you grab onto one of its fangs. You see the other ones start to try to kind of move over and pierce your skin as you grab onto it. But as soon as you do that, dark energy starts to flow from your holy symbol down your arm into the creature, and you hear it writhe in pain, and you watch the entire creature kind of shrivel. And then as you let go, you see the creature itself, withered and distorted, falls 50 feet to the ground below, hitting a few webs on the way.
Sweet.
Kael.
As this happens, you notice two more ethereal-looking figures heading in your general direction.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and move toward that rope.
Yeah.
Avok and Elaine, go ahead and roll initiative for me.
God. 5.
23.
All right, so Avok is 5.
Yep.
All right, Elaine, you're up first. You see Fade kind of laying the rope down, and then you see him kind of hit back, and you can't really see what's going on anymore. What would you like to do?
Climb.
Go ahead and make me a strength athletics check to climb the rope. Oh wait, no, with a rope you just succeed. So yeah, you're able to climb up the rope. What's your speed?
30 feet.
You're able to make it to the top of the rope. As you get up there right as Fade is letting go of this very disgusting-looking spider as it falls to the ground. And you notice as well that there are two more figures moving in your general direction. But you notice that neither of them Like you look and you can see kind of where they're stepping, and you can kind of see an outline, but you can't actually see the creatures themselves. For whatever reason, they don't quite look right. What would you like to do?
I'm just gonna hold my action until the other one moves to attack us.
Okay. And what's your action going to be?
Going to swing with my dagger.
All right, cool. Next up, the two creatures come forward. Both of them actually go towards Fade, seeing as he's the one that just did something real creepy. One of them comes close enough for you to take a swing at it if you would like.
I shall. Uh, 11.
All right, so you sit there and you swing, and as you swing, you actually make contact with where you think the creature is, and your blade goes completely through thin air. Shortly after you swing, you see that where you swung your blade starts to change and warp and shape into this creature, and both creatures go and try and take a bite out of Fade. The first one's going to be a 16.
Nope.
The second one's going to be a 21.
Yep.
All right, so the second one comes up and so as it comes up, the first one you see and you kind of bat it away with your arm. As you're doing that, you feel that very familiar pinprick feeling as two fangs pierce your skin around your neck. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Very good.
Constitution is your friend.
Well, we'll see. 10.
All right, so as these things pierce your neck, you feel blood or poison start rushing through your veins. You take 8 piercing damage, and then you start feeling nauseous as this poison starts to affect you. And you take... Wow, I'm rolling so well. That is 3 times in a row. Wow. You take 9 poison damage as well as this poison kind of courses through your veins, making you feel absolutely horrendous.
Ow.
That's end. Fade, you're up now.
The one that is biting me, I reach back and try to cast a chill touch,
Okay.
which should hit both of them because it's a cantrip.
Okay.
But I have to roll an attack, which will be a total of 23 to hit.
Well, that definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Sorry. 8 total to
All
both.
right.
And it's necrotic, and they cannot heal until the end of my turn.
Okay.
Or the start of my next turn.
So you, Elaine, with you being up there, you see Fade after he gets bit. You see his hand glow with this indigo blue light, and he reaches out and grabs one of the spiders. And as he does, you hear the spider kind of recoil in pain. And as he brings his hand away, you can see frostbite forming on it, and you see that the frostbite itself leaps to the spider next to it, causing them both to cry out in pain. Avok, you are up.
You wonder why that guy doesn't let you touch him.
You're at the bottom. You've seen Elaine come up and take a swing at something, and you saw Fade kind of jump back, but you can't really see either of them now.
I'm climbing up the rope.
All right. You're able to make it to the top. You can see these two creatures on these various webs out there, and it looks like Fade has 2 new puncture marks in his neck.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let's have a little fun. I'm gonna swing at one of them twice.
Okay.
And I think I'll swing at the one that Fade didn't touch, but still took damage.
Okay.
It's 24 for the first attack.
That definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Alright. Alright, that's finally getting some decent damage here. Anyhow, 9 plus 4 is 13 slashing damage. And for the second attack,
Okay.
25 to hit.
That one misses, unfortunately. You rolled too high. Yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
Figures. That is 9 slashing.
All right. So you guys see Avok kind of crest this opening, and he comes down with his greatsword and hits the first one square. Ends up cutting deep. You can see this almost glowing blue blood start rushing out of the wound. He brings his greatsword around and takes another swing, and it glances off the side. Still digging relatively deep, but the spider is still there, kind of clutching its wounds as well as it can, and making this strange squeaking sound that you've never heard before. Elaine, you are up.
I'm gonna take a swing at the one Avox just attacked
Okay.
with my short sword.
Mm-hmm.
Math. 23.
23 does hit. You guys are rolling awesome.
It's the new dice.
I'm attacking.
5 points. Oh,
All
no, wait,
right.
it's sneak attack, isn't it? I get sneak attack on that.
Yeah, you would, because you guys are all real close.
Hey. That 3d6. So sometimes I forget I play a rogue. Because I can't stealth worth crap. 9. Math. 13.
All right. So as you come around with your short sword, you plunge it into the head of this spider, and as you do that, you see the legs all start twitching uncontrollably. And as you pull it out, the creature itself kind of wraps up its legs underneath itself, and you watch it slowly plummet towards the ground, where it hits with a dull squish.
Ha. Am I close enough to hit the other spider too?
Yeah, they were both close enough to take a bite out of Fade, so they're all within about 5 feet.
Gonna swing at that with my dagger.
Go for it.
9.
9 is a miss. So you sit there and you start swinging towards the spider, and kind of like before, as soon as the dagger comes down, where it should have started piercing the spider itself, you start to feel a slight bit of resistance, and then nothing as the dagger swings completely through it, and the creature itself becomes translucent and starts to fade away. You can still see the rough shape of it, but it's almost like it's not really there anymore. As that happens, you see the spider itself kind of back up a little bit and start walking away. Anyone that would like to can make opportunity attacks against it.
Of course. Never mind.
13.
13, Avok, as you swing your greatsword, you connect with where you can see the outline, and the blade gets absolutely no resistance and passes straight through.
Yeah, shit.
18 with a longsword.
You bring your longsword down, and just like Avok, you actually connect with where one of the legs is, and you can see very faintly where the leg is and where it's connecting with the web, and you can see the web is moving a little bit, and as you swing through it, again, it connects with nothing. It's almost like you hit pure air.
Okay.
As the creature walks away, after it gets about 20 feet away, you can't even see it anymore. You can just see the movement it causes by vibrations in the webs itself.
Okay.
And now you guys, after all of the commotion is over, you look around, and the area that you're in right now is very, very still. You're not seeing movement other than every so often one of the webs will vibrate just very slightly, and you're not hearing anything.
I'd like to cast 2 spells if I have time.
Yeah, you are no longer in combat, so.
I would like to cast a third level heal on myself,
Okay.
which will give me 19 hit points back, which is great.
Always
And
useful.
then I want to throw up another detect magic.
All right, so you scan around with your detect magic, and you notice that all of the webs seem almost like they were created out of conjuration magic. Not like they were conjured, but like someone physically took conjuration magic and spun it into webs, which is a very bizarre thing to look at. You can see a faint trace of a magic that you've never encountered before. It looks like it follows the path that last spider went, and it is fading relatively quickly. But it's like nothing you've never seen. It almost looks like the space that the spider occupied somehow is rippling like water, like a lake disturbed by a rock or something like that. It's very, very bizarre, and you've never heard of magic like this before.
I am still intrigued by things. So, shall we finish what we started, team?
I know what we're doing here again.
Killing these guys so they don't kill us when we go to try to save your brother. Or freeing them if they're like the graveyard folk.
It's very possible. You do notice around, kind of looking around, you don't see the pervasive magic field that you saw in the graveyard. This is a very different area than you're used to, than you've seen thus far in this place.
Where do you suggest we start?
Where the spider went, these webs that I was able to tie a rope to, is this again like a shade? Like, is this something I could walk on?
This is something you can walk on. There are various webs. They will require a little bit of effort to kind of climb around. But you can only see, I think your dark vision is 60 feet, right?
Yep.
You can only see about 60 feet out. This tower itself is massive. It's about 200 feet in diameter. And from what you can see over the next 60 feet, there are strands of web that lead upwards. There are strands of web that lead downwards. There are ones that just stay on the same vertical plane that you're on. You have a lot of options you can go. As you look upwards, you can see that the tower itself continues to a relatively tall height, much further beyond your 60-foot dark vision, and there is absolutely no light in anywhere in here.
So as I start to climb up this thing, could I theoretically continually cast touch where I'm grabbing to try to light up the web in my immediate area?
You mean cast light on the web itself?
Yeah, because it's a ranged touch spell.
Technically you could, if you wanted to light the web itself. Every time you cast it again, it kind of cancels out the last one.
No, that's fine. I just want to get some light in our area.
Yeah, that's possible.
I don't think Avok doesn't have dark vision, right?
I'm human.
Yeah, so that has to happen. So as we go, I'm gonna just every once in a while recast it.
Okay. That will not be too difficult. If you want to traverse the webs, basically pick a direction and make me an acrobatics check.
north and up,
Okay, up.
because that's where we saw all the shadows, or where I saw the shadows when I first came up here.
Yes.
So a total of 9 acrobatics.
God.
So, you guys see Fade touch one of the webs, and you see a light blink into existence on it. And as that happens, he starts crawling forward and kind of trying to brace himself on a couple different webs. And as he goes about 15, 20 feet before you see him get a little bit shaky, and you notice that the web beneath him shifts ever so slightly, and you watch him lose his balance and start to fall. I'd like you to make a. You can choose athletics or acrobatics to try and catch yourself on a lower one.
Boy, I'm not good at anything, so I guess acrobatics again.
Okay.
Do not fall 18.
All right. So as you see him fall, you see him go about 10, 15 feet down, and he just reaches out and grabs a web strand and holds himself and catches himself on it. You see him bouncing there for a little bit. And slowly he pulls himself up to the point where he's on a web strand. So now he's about 20 feet below you guys. Fade, pick even or odd.
Odd.
All right. You start feeling that very familiar pinprick on your neck.
Okay. Can I have some advantage or disadvantage because my detect magic is up?
Good question. Yeah. On your next. It doesn't really matter if I make him roll disadvantage because he rolls a 14. So,
Okay.
and I can roll it again, and this time he got a 6.
Even
So
better.
you feel that familiar feeling. You smack your arm up, and it connects with some sort of creature that you couldn't see before. You kind of wipe away the poison that got on your throat, and you see this creature just kind of scutter away as quickly as it can. And once it gets about 10 feet away, it again does that bizarre thing where it just kind of fades into nothingness.
Okay. I don't like them. I try to get back up. Try climbing again.
Okay.
Get back up.
While you're doing that, Avok and Elaine, what would you guys like to do?
I'm just gonna say I'm not very fond of this idea of climbing on these things because ground.
Okay.
I saw Fade fall, so pretty much I just yelled down to him, "Still alive over there?"
I'm good. Good. Keep going.
And how do you intend to catch up?
I just keep climbing and try to catch up to him
Okay.
without another word.
You see Fade just start grabbing onto various web strands and things like that, and you see he's slowly trying to make his way up. You can try and get like halfway down and help him. You can just kind of scout ahead. What would you like to do? The light that he cast is on the web in front of you. So you can see it casts bright light about 30 feet and dim light another 60 feet. So you can see about 60 feet away from you right now in every direction.
Without this light, I can't see shit. Hey, Elaine, why don't you scout ahead real quick and I'll go get you know who.
Okay.
I don't mean scout far ahead, just not, you know what I mean.
So
I will
Avok,
very cautiously start walking.
if you want to start climbing down, go ahead and make acrobatics check to try and navigate your way down towards him.
Okay. 13.
As you go down, because of just the myriad number of webs, It's not incredibly difficult to make it down, but the going is very, very slow. You're able to make it down 10 feet without too much difficulty. You make it down to 15 feet. Fade is right there, and you're able to kind of reach down and hoist him up so that you guys are on the same level. Elaine, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna just slowly start heading in the direction Fade wanted to go before he fell.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me an acrobatics check.
Oh, great. 15.
15. You're not having quite as much issue as Avok traversing these things. You're used to being in tight spaces and awkward places just from your experiences, staying alive. So you're actually able to move most of your movement in a generally upward direction. I'd like you to pick even or odd.
Even.
As you move further up, you feel something kind of brush against your neck.
Oh, God.
And does a nat 20 hit you?
Maybe. I'm not completely sure. I don't think it does. No. No, it misses.
You take 12 piercing damage as you feel something pierce your neck, and you start feeling poison flowing through your veins. Go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw.
10.
As that happens, this is going to be very bad. That's the one I want. 7, 9, 16,
Oh, rip me.
18.
Okay, yeah, I'm unconscious.
So, it does a lot of damage because it was a crit, unfortunately. And you feel this poison go through, and you lose consciousness as your body goes limp. You guys see from up above, Elaine just starts falling, plummeting towards you guys.
Okay, so she's gonna be close enough for me to grab him.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a athletics or acrobatics, whichever you would prefer.
Athletics. That's gonna be good. 19.
19. So as you reach out, you grab Elaine by his collar, and then as he drops, you feel his weight start to pull you off balance. Make another strength check or athletics check to see if you kind of hold your position.
16.
As you start to get out of the, as you start to lose your balance, you just reach out and grab the closest thing to you, which unfortunately for Fade is him. You just grab onto him as he goes. Fade, because you've already fallen, you've kind of anchored yourself, and so as you feel the additional weight of Avok trying to steady himself, you just kind of hold there like a rock. And now Elaine is kind of dangling unconscious from your arm, Avok.
Hey, heal him. Sorry.
It's fine.
Heal him.
I reach up and try to heal.
All right. Go ahead and roll your...
Uh-huh.
This is why I prefer solid surfaces.
15 coming at you.
Okay.
So, Elaine, the light starts to come back to your eyes, and as you attempt to look around, you notice something very strange about your body itself. You try to speak, and nothing comes out. You try to open your eyes and look around, and your body doesn't seem to be reacting to anything. You currently have the poison condition for 1 hour, and as long as you are under this particular poison condition, you are paralyzed.
Oh, joy.
Avok and Fade, you both look at him, and you see Fade kind of reach out and touch Elaine, and you see the energy kind of course through him, and you see he starts breathing a little bit better. But Avok, especially since you're holding him, you notice his muscles stiffen to the point where if you hadn't seen him start breathing better, you would have almost thought maybe rigor mortis had just set in super quickly or something. But he basically is a statue.
Okay, how are you still this heavy?
There's not much of you. You need to go on a diet.
I mean, I can hold you for hours, but this does get a little monotonous. It's the big word of the day for me.
Fade, go ahead and roll me a perception check with advantage.
Yes, please. 20. Oh, that's wrong. 16.
Math is hard.
Yeah.
You start seeing that same kind of rippling effect coming from above you. You still don't exactly know what's causing it as far as why. You do know that that tends to be indicative of one of these creatures coming towards you. You actually see two separate areas rippling as it comes towards you.
I'm just gonna speak in common. Wait!
Nothing seems to be happening. They're just moving towards you.
Can I reach into whichever one of us had the sail with our, or into one of our packs and get the spider silk sail out of it?
Sure.
I want to just like kind of throw it over us like a blanket.
Okay. Due to the fact that detect magic is kind of a visual thing, that'll stop you from being able to see anything outside of it.
Okay.
All right. So as you do that, Avok, you're a little bit worried, and then you see Fade reach into one of your packs and take out this incredibly light sail, and you see that he kind of throws it over all three of you guys, and now you're all kind of just hanging there underneath this sail. Fade, you start seeing movement on the outside of the sail. You can see something stepping on it, and then it stops for a little bit. And then you feel a lot of motion as you see the ends of the sail get grabbed by something and go underneath you and close up. And then you guys feel this massive jolt as the sail that you're in gets lifted, and all of you guys kind of get trapped inside a kind of makeshift, very large pouch.
I didn't think of that.
Fucking idiots.
That didn't work as expected.
No shit.
Where to go?
So as you guys are sitting there, at first you notice that the sail itself has now somehow been sealed at the top, and then you guys start feeling motion, and you feel yourselves being taken higher.
It's working.
Remarkably quickly, much faster than you guys have been able to do just on your own.
All according to plan.
We're getting to the top.
Is there anything that you guys would like to do?
Is there anything I can do?
You can sit there and be paralyzed.
Okay, this is fun.
Yeah.
Man.
These spiders, their poison is a doozy. Especially if you get knocked out because of the poison.
Oh, that's great. Thanks for rolling a nat 20.
That's what I'm here for, guys.
Avok, you got anything? I'm gonna ready a longsword attack.
Hey, I've been holding my greatsword and. Oh wait, no, I haven't. Yeah, that'd be a little tough.
Yeah,
to do.
I was about to say, you were holding Elaine until you guys got cat burgled.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, my hands on my greatsword's held. It's like
Okay.
as soon as they open, I'm fucking stabbing these things.
All right. You're no longer holding on to Elaine, by the way. Like he can just lay on the bottom of the bag.
I figured.
Great.
You know what? I'm gonna put my sword away and pull out my mace. I don't want to tear our sail.
Okay. So, as you guys are kind of sitting in there, again, you can tell that you're moving upwards. The sail itself is remarkably thick to the point where you can't see through it. You can't even really see shadows or anything. You're just kind of in pitch dark right now. After about 20 minutes, the pace changes a little bit, and you guys feel yourself being carried in a different direction. Still generally upwards, but there's a lateral movement built into it as well. Is there anything you want to do now?
I think we need some recon here. I wanna try. I just want to use my fingers and try to move a little bit of the thread or the silk aside to see if I can get an eye hole to look out.
This particular silk, because it was technically created to be a sail and is designed to catch the wind and does it super, super well, it's basically impenetrable. There are no loose threadings or anything like that. It is one complete sail, and it's very, very strong. You're actually surprised with how strong this particular form of silk is. Generally, silk is relatively weak.
That's all I got.
Okay. So
I guess I
after
let things happen.
another 20 minutes where the lateral direction that you guys have been traveling has changed a couple of times, you eventually feel kind of a shudder, and then you feel, instead of just kind of supporting yourself on this cloth, you feel something a little bit more solid beneath your feet. And you get the idea that the sack that you guys have created for yourselves is now resting on some sort of platform or something like that, but it's solid.
I look for one of the ends that they tied up and try to open it.
As you sit there and try to do it, you notice that whatever has tied it shut is very, very strong, and just with your bare hands, you're not able to open it.
This is humiliating.
Tell me about it.
I thought it was an interesting choice when he's like, I'm going to throw something, solid over our heads, because then they won't be able to see us.
I don't know how they can see when they're out of existence. I don't know. I guess I try to slice it open.
Rip cell.
Well, no, the part that they tied up. I don't want to go through the main part of the sail.
All right. So as you sit there and you start to move your longsword to a point where you can try and pierce the sail, you try for a couple of seconds, and again, this is incredibly strong. With your just kind of regular longsword, you're actually having a hard time piercing it. It's almost the strength of like hard leather armor, even though it's very fluid and movable. It's incredibly tough. As you try and find an angle to do it, without warning, the top of the sail now instantly kind of bursts open, and the sail itself kind of falls around you guys. Elaine and Fade, because you can actually see, you look around, you see what looks like hundreds of legs and fangs surrounding you as far as you can see. And you see 3 of these creatures coming around and attempting to, what it looks like, restrain you. Avok, you can hear a lot of movement going around. You can hear what sounds like little pinpricks on the floor, like someone is like poking the floor with like a tip of a sword or something like that, moving around you, and you can feel movement from the wind and stuff of something moving around you. I'd like everyone to make. You can choose acrobatics or athletics.
Athletics.
I will start with Avok then.
Oh.
What'd
With
you get?
disadvantage.
Nope, just regular.
Uh,
What'd you get, Avok?
A 1 plus 7, so 8.
So Avok, as you sit there, you feel something around your wrist, and you start to struggle against it, and then another something forms around your other wrist, and then you feel some pressure around your ankles, and you are immediately kind of restrained down. You have your arms kind of tied behind you, and your legs tied together, and you hit the ground hard. Elaine,
Oh my god.
athletics or acrobatics.
athletics or acrobatics, whichever you would prefer.
12.
Oh, fair, I can't even see you,
All right, so
motherfuckers.
Elaine, you start to feel something very similar, where something starts sweeping around your wrist, and your survival instinct kicks in. Your first response is you see this spider start spinning web that's trying to restrain you, is to fall to the ground and then vault backwards to get out of their reach. As you do that, you actually collide with the spider that just finished tying off Avok, and you're able to kind of move around and get into a defensive posture, seeing more and more that there are just tons of these spiders all around you.
I hate to do this to Lane, but has it been about an hour since
That's
he
why,
was
that's why I
poisoned?
asked
Oh
if it
wait,
was a
yeah, you're still
disadvantage.
paralyzed. Never mind. Ignore that. I completely forgot Elaine is still paralyzed.
Sorry,
That's
dude.
why I asked
actually-
if it was a disadvantage or something, because I'm like...
No, to be perfectly honest, you guys have been, because I mentioned it took 20 minutes and another 20 minutes and another. So yeah, you guys, it actually has been a full hour. So what I
Alright,
said
there you
goes.
Oh, okay.
Because
Yeah.
time. So you're no
I
longer
wasn't sure.
paralyzed. You just feel like shit. Fade.
11 acrobatics.
Now I roll low. You do very similar to Lane, where you see this spider start spinning something and trying to grab your wrist with it, and you just step backwards. As you do, you feel one of the most sickening feelings you've ever felt as you actually press yourself against what feels like hundreds of legs that are just writhing and moving around. And as you look behind, you've actually walked into another 3 spiders that are just kind of standing there. And you very quickly ready yourself and get basically back to back with Elaine, trying to find a way to protect yourself. And these spiders are all around you, clicking and hissing and making all of these horrible sounds.
Can I make a strength check to get out of my binds?
Go ahead. You can go ahead and try that.
Alrighty.
I would like to cry
You'll
like
make
a
it
little
with
baby.
disadvantage, unfortunately, due to the fact that the spider that just tied you up is right there.
Fair enough. Okay. Fuck.
I bet you're getting really mad, though.
Probably. What'd you get,
Damn
Avok?
it. 7.
Wow.
Disadvantage.
Awesome. So you sit there and you try and break out, and you're not able to do it. As you guys are sitting there, you notice that the spiders themselves are not moving to attack right now. They are moving around, and you can hear this kind of clicking and whistling and stuff like that. You can see every so often one of the more bold ones will start approaching towards you guys, and Fade or Elaine will just swing with one of their weapons at it to try and convince it that maybe that's not the greatest idea in the world. And they'll move back. After this goes on for about 10 minutes, with Avok sitting there trying to struggle against his restraints and just not making any headway, and Elaine and Fade just as often as they can trying to fend off these creatures that keep coming closer. You guys finally see all of the spiders themselves stop moving rather suddenly, and you hear this sickening sound as these words ring out around the area that you're in. Who have you brought to me?
God.
And as you guys hear that, and you see the spiders start clicking and chirping in a language you have no idea what it is. You see a single, very slender but massive leg descend down from beyond your dark vision fade in the lane. And then you see another one. And then you see it slowly moves down, and this gargantuan spider slowly moves down. And you can see the spider itself looks very different from the ones that you're seeing here. The ones that you're seeing here obviously are different than any spiders you've dealt with before. The one that's coming down, you can see scars on it from what looks like blades have cut into it. You can see there are certain portions of it that have devices attached to it that Fade you've never seen before, but you get the idea that they have some sort of arcane properties. You can see that the mandibles and fangs that it uses, you assume, to kill its prey, are not the only features on its head. And you can see that some of the many eyes, instead of being just completely open, kind of multifaceted eyes that you would generally see on an insect, you can see some of them have eyelids and have very bizarre looking pupils in them that blink every so often as this creature descends. And as it speaks again, you can see that it's actually speaking using its mouth. You can't really see where the sound is coming from because it's covered by mandibles and fangs. But as it comes down, it's like, I have never seen such creatures. Are these more of those undead? And you hear this clicking and chirping around you. And then you hear silence. If I wanted to hear you squeal, I would make you.
Why don't you show yourself, you piece of shit? How about throwing some lights up?
And you feel this almost like a bass beat kind of rumble around, and you realize that it's this creature laughing, but it's at a register that is so low that you can't even hear it, you just feel it. And then you hear, oh, the poor human.
You know I'm getting sick of the racism.
In the dark.
Oh, piss off, you special ed fuck.
The spiders around you start clicking and chirping more kind of violently now. And Fade and Elaine, you guys are kind of looking around and seeing that the creatures themselves are starting to bare their fangs, and you can see poison start dripping from them, almost like they're drooling. And you see the spider itself has now completely revealed itself. And like I said, this is so massive, you've never seen a creature this size. As you look around even more, you realize that you are no longer inside the tower. You are actually suspended between the towers in kind of an entire, very large room created entirely out of webs. The floor beneath you feels as solid as wood, but it's made entirely out of their web. And you can see, again, the room itself is completely pitch black due to the fact that the webs completely obscure the sunlight from the outside. So what would you guys like to do?
Has it been looking at us pretty much this whole time?
Every so often, one or two of the eyes will look in your general direction and stare at you for a little while. But most of the eyes have been fixated on the rest of the spiders as they click and chirp.
I want to cast light on the mace that I'm holding and toss it. Not toss it. I want to drop it in the direction of Avok. Just kind of like let it fall to the floor. I want to take a knee.
Okay.
And bow in respect to this thing.
Okay. As you do that, as you cast the light cantrip, the spiders themselves kind of recoil and move back a little bit, and you hear this hissing and clicking intensify, and you can see quite a few spiders start rushing towards you. And then as you take a knee and kind of bow regally, you hear the creature itself go, "Wait! What are you doing bringing lights to my domain?"
A little bright, you stupid bastard. Ow.
"Silence him!" And as you're sitting there kind of restrained, you see a spider come over you and bind webs around your mouth, Avok. And unfortunately, being bound and restrained, you aren't able to resist it. As Avok is sitting there struggling and saying words that you're relatively certain contain 4 letters, Fade, you see all of these misshapen, bizarre-looking eyes focus on you specifically. And you hear this very loud voice go, "Are you not worried for your life?"
Of course I am. I apologize for the light. I only wanted to bask in your magnificence.
Roll me a persuasion check. Or deception. I will let you choose whether that is, whether you actually mean it or you are lying through your teeth.
Oh, I'll mean it.
Okay.
But either way, it's not going to go well. Oh, 19 plus 1, 20.
So, you sit there and you bow again, doing a full, Eladrin court formal bow. And the creature itself kind of hesitates and looks at you and goes, "Well, you are of the same as Corin. You need no lights to see me and bask in my magnificence."
I'm going to respectfully try to look up slowly at it and
After
say,
you complete the bow, it's very common for you to, even if you were speaking to royalty, it would still be very common after you complete the bow to kind of look up, at least in their general direction. Making eye contact would probably be a no-no with royalty, but beyond that, it would be a little bit rude for you to just keep talking to the ground.
very good. I will say I only wish to impart your greatness on my uneducated friend.
Your friend offends me. He offends me with his speech. He offends me with his odor. He offends me with his presence.
I know all too well.
My daughters wish to feed.
I beg of you to restrain them for the time being.
Your begging and requests mean nothing to me. This is my domain. You, by the very act of entering my domain unbidden, have forfeit your lives.
Then how may we serve you?
You say that it does probably the most human thing you've ever seen a spider do, which is not a very long list, but it's kind of taken aback and it kind of blinks a few times and looks at you and goes, "You would serve me? Did Corin send you? Are you a gift? He has not given me gifts, not in a very long time. Not since they left. He has been upset with me." What is your answer? I have questioned you, and you insult me by remaining silent.
I have to try to deceive him and say, yes, Corin has sent us.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a deception check.
Oh, Christ, this is not going to go well.
Oh.
13 to deceive.
All right. Helps if I actually roll it on a surface that doesn't move. So as you sit there and go, yes, Corin has sent us, what exactly do you say?
I'm trying to convince it that we are here to offer it its freedom.
Okay. So you sit there and you start kind of describing your relationship with Corin and your background and you kind of throw in some of your familiarity with necromancy to kind of improve the story. And as you keep going, you're kind of describing how Corin. Well, yeah, he was upset when the other ones escaped. However, it's been a while, and things are changing, and he's just decided that it would be best if you guys just kind of had your own space and your own ability to do whatever you want because you've been such loyal servants. And as you say this, the creature itself gets really close and starts kind of staring at you, and then kind of rears up, and you feel this wetness across your face, and you smell this horrible, disgusting, almost rotting smell as this spider spits on you right in the face and goes, "You lie to me in my own domain."
We've been sent by those who have left. If you see this gift that they gave us, that we were brought up to you in,
You are friends with the traitors? You are friends with those that have disobeyed my commands, and you bring their gifts to my domain?
Their gift was to prove that we have found them. I'm here to help you retrieve them.
Go ahead and roll the deception check with disadvantage.
Elaine, chime in at any time. 13.
I think you got this under control.
As you say that, go ahead and roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Good God. 10.
All right. You take 15 points of bludgeoning damage as one of the legs kind of comes across and impacts with your ribs. And as it hits you, you can feel a crunching sound. You know that it's hit hard. And the creature itself goes, "You lie to me again! All you are capable of is falsehoods. You are not from Corin. You have allied with the traitors, and therefore you must die."
You'll never know where they were.
While this is happening, Avok, it's been long enough that you can attempt to try and break your bonds again.
Yeah, with disadvantage still.
Yeah, especially since you are now gagged. Your situation has gotten worse, not better.
That's it. I'm raging.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I'm canceling out that disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God for that. Okay, that's going to be a 26.
All right. So, as she starts screaming, you guys can hear the spiders around you. They're clicking and chirping and more wildly. You can see some of them are starting to drip blood from their fangs, and you can see another kind of clear liquid coming out of that same region. The giant spider in front of you is getting more and more agitated. And as it continues to do this, you hear from behind you this kind of gut-wrenching, primal scream that not even the bindings over your mouth can stop. And you look back very quickly, and you see Avok just rip out of his bindings and then pull, and just through sheer force of will, he actually screams loud enough to rip the gag from his mouth, and you see him just. He does a lot.
I hate being out.
And then the spider kind of reacts to that. He's like, "My daughters, eat them, devour the traitors and their allies." And I would like everyone to go ahead and roll for initiative.
Boy, this is gonna go well.
I think it's going to go perfectly.
Alright, we got a character
Natural
build up.
20 on initiative. So 23 for initiative.
All right, so Avok, you're 23, right?
Yep.
Fade, what you got?
4.
You guys almost traded numbers. Elaine.
Math. 27.
27. Damn. All right, now I got to roll.
What happens when you take the alert feat?
So should we be trying to attack the big one? Since we're in the hive of little ones.
And we're suspended in the air too, huh?
No.
You're not really suspended
On a
in the air.
platform?
You have a solid platform underneath you.
Yeah, I know, it's like suspended in the air, so...
Yeah. I mean, technically, the box that you're in is in the air. But you guys are technically kind of in a room. So, first up is actually going to be Elaine. You have literally hundreds of spiders around you. And this giant creature there. The room itself is roughly about, from what you can see, it goes further than your 60-foot dark vision in either direction. And the roof itself is about 25 foot high. You don't see any support beams or anything that's holding the roof up. So you basically just this very large kind of empty room full of spiders. What would you like to do?
Do we want to fight all these?
No.
Try to start talking smack to it. Like let's
Why
try to
would I
challenge it. Because we're not going to survive hundreds of these little things.
This is gonna make it...
The floor and the ceiling are made of spider silk. It's very, very hard, very thick spider silk, but it is spider silk. And while there are hundreds of spiders around you, there's not enough that they have completely cut off, like, all ways out of here. Like, the room itself is massive, so...
I don't want to move away from any of my allies, but kind of want to set the floor on fire.
You can do that if you'd like.
Oh, man.
I wanted to do this at the last island. Do it.
It's like, that's the first thing
You're
that
not
came to
gonna
my
do it.
mind. When we came into this room, I was like, fire. Hold on, where is... where do I have anything written down? I know I have. Oh, hold on. I've got oil and a tinderbox, so.
Okay.
uh, I want to pour one of my flasks of oil out
Okay.
in front of me.
Okay. You guys are still standing on the sail right now.
Rip Sal.
Okay. So you pour the flask of oil on the ground before you. It travels relatively far. Because the sail is designed to be a little bit water resistant, it actually kind of rolls off the sail and eventually lands on the flooring beneath you. When it does that, it kind of soaks in a little bit, not a ton. If you want to use the tinderbox, I'll just have you make just a straight up D20 roll.
Can I dip my greatsword into some of that oil, actually?
On your turn, you can.
Okay, fair enough.
And I wouldn't be able to hold until I would
You
forget
can
it.
if you want. You can hold your action until Avok does something.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. So you're going
And
to wait to
after-
light it until after Avok has dipped
Yeah.
his sword in it? Okay.
Yeah.
Remarkably enough, Avok, you're up next.
Okay, I see Elaine taking out the oil and pouring it out. Like, I like where this is going.
Okay.
Get ready to light that bitch. Okay, I dip my sword. I dip my sword and like have like it's still dipped in there, but like light it.
All right. You said just a straight D20?
Yep.
17.
Yeah, you sit there and after fumbling, or actually with a 17, your first try, you get a spark. And as the spark goes down, it impacts with the a puddle of oil beneath you, and you see fire just start to spread. Avok, your sword that's been dipped in the oil, you see the flames travel up the hilt itself, or up the blade itself, and pieces of the parts of the oil are dripping off the blade. You guys notice that the sail itself catches fire kind of slowly because again it's treated. But once the fire gets to the ground itself, you notice that the flames catch very, very quickly and very quickly start burning this very bizarre kind of dark blackish color. And you see this very, very thick smoke coming off of it, making it a little bit difficult to breathe. As you do that, you hear this scream from the large creature in front of it. And you see it just as quickly as it can start getting ready to move back. However, Avok, your turn is not quite over yet. What would you like to do?
How close am I to the big fucker?
It's at least about 30 feet away because it backed up when it was kind of telling its daughters to eat you. So it's about 30 feet away.
And I have a speed of 40 feet, so guess what?
Okay.
I'm going to go up to it and swipe at it twice.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll for me.
That is a 22.
22 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage for me.
Gotcha. And can I add some sort of fire damage to this, given my blades?
Go ahead and roll a d8 additional damage.
Awesome. All right, so 8 plus 4, 12. Okay, 12 slashing plus 2 fire. Okay, that's the first attack.
Okay, so you rush up with your greatsword. You come and swing, and as you swing, droplets of fire go off, and they kind of singe the creature. As you connect with it, it screams in unearthly pain. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw for me real quick.
That's a good thing I have proficiency in that. Okay, that is a 22.
As you sit there, like your ears are ringing with how loud this creature was, but you kind of shake it off and prepare yourself for another attack.
Awesome. Awesome as well. That's a 22, actually, to hit.
That's another hit.
Alrighty. Fine. That's gonna be 10 slashing damage plus.
This time
Another-
roll a d6 instead of d8
Okay, gotcha.
as the oil kind of drips off your blade.
Well, 1 fire damage.
Okay,
Jesus.
so what was the total again?
That's 11. One of those is fire.
Okay. You take another swing as more of the fire kind of drips off of your blade, and as you connect, you hear another just incredibly loud sound as this creature just kind of reels in pain. You see various eyes, some of them looking almost human, other than looking alien and bizarre, kind of look at you with hatred. It looks could kill.
Add +2 to both those attacks. I forgot to add my rage damage.
Well, you're fired. I'm sorry. So that's another 4.
Anyways, my bad.
That's fine. So, like I said, you connect. It screams in pain. The spiders around you start clicking and chirping even more. Anything else you want to do with your turn? I think that's everything.
Just want to scream out.
This is what you get for fucking tying me up. You wanna try me, buddy?
As you say that, one of her very large limbs comes around. You think it's going to just strike you, kind of like it did with Fade, but you notice it instantly kind of swivels, and you can see the needle-sharp point of the end of the leg comes around and starts darting towards you. And I roll perfectly. Does a... Oh, I have to do math on the fly. That's a bad thing. Does a 12... Yeah, does a 12 hit you?
Nope.
Okay. So she comes and pierces, and you just kind of dodge out of the way. She comes back around with another one. And that's a lot nicer. Does a 17 hit you?
Yeah. Shit.
So it's 1. So 14 piercing damage as one of these things go through and pierces into your side.
Yeah, let's have.
And then you notice that she starts to kind of shift and fade, and she becomes translucent like the other spiders you see, and then she runs off.
Fucking coward.
After that, the various spiders around you, because you are the one that just attacked their master, 3 of them come up and attempt to bite you. The first one is going to be, math is hard, 15.
Misses.
Second one is lower than that.
Thank God.
Third one is 15 again. So all 3 of them come up, and just you are so full of rage right now that you just bash them away 3 times as these creatures come around. You can see that there are even more that are starting to move into your position relatively soon here. Fade, you are up. After looking back at what Elaine has done, you can see that this very black, brackish smoke is just pouring out of this area, and you're starting to see it spread rather rapidly to the rest of whatever it is that you're standing on. What would you like to do?
You said there was no exits were really cut off, but these things are everywhere. Look around for a tunnel or an exit.
Right now, the room is large enough that even with your dark vision, you can't see far enough away to see any walls or anything like that. It's just a very large room full of spiders. But you are noticing that the fire is burning through the floor.
Okay, then I say let's start running in a direction, and I cast Spiritual Weapon behind us.
Okay. So you're going to run away from the fire.
Yes.
Okay.
And have the weapon attack something That's around it.
You could have it attack one of the random spiders that are starting to come in, or one of the 3.
Go for one that's
spiders
on
that are
Avok, yeah.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll.
$11 to hit.
11 is a miss.
Okay. Then I have it follow us as far as it'll go.
Okay. And you start running in pick a direction, north, south, east, west.
East.
All right, and so you start running to the east, which is actually the same direction that Avok was in. So you're technically running towards Avok.
Okay.
All right. Goes back up to Elaine. What would you like to do? The fire now has spread to the point where you're starting to see bits of daylight coming through the floor itself, and you're seeing that the fire is spreading rapidly. What started off as just probably about a 5-foot square of fire has now spread to about a 20-foot in diameter area of fire just burning everywhere. The sail itself has started to have holes and things in it after the fires has finally kind of eat through its weather coating and things like that. And now you're starting to see the floor beneath it is starting to catch. What would you like to do?
Is there enough of a hole in the floor that I can maybe see? Or is it just I can only see the daylight coming through?
Right now you can see daylight coming through. If you were to use something, because like the floor itself has become damaged, if you were to use something to break it, there's a very good chance that you could make a hole big enough to see without too much effort.
No, I'll follow after Fade. And yeah, I have one more flask of oil.
Okay.
Like, would I be able to... Would dipping, like, an arrow or a dart in the flask take an action or anything?
Yes, that would basically take your action. You could probably in 6 seconds you could probably dip 3 pieces of ammunition in it.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
So I will dip some arrows in it.
Okay. So Elaine, as you're running, you take your other flask and you start submerging some of your arrows into it. They have a little bit of the oil on them, but it is slowly dripping off because it's oil on a metal tip and a wooden arrow. So.
Would that take one action?
Yeah, that was your action for the turn.
Okay, so I wouldn't be able to know because lighting stuff takes an action too. Okay.
Unfortunately, but there's fire on the ground, so you run over to where Fate is.
Yeah.
All right, so now you guys are kind of close with these 3 spiders. Elaine, what would you like to? Or not Elaine, I'm sorry, Avok. You both start with A's. Give me a break.
Okay. I'm surrounded by spiders, so I'm just gonna smack at them.
Okay.
Smack at one of them twice. So.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
All right, that is going to be a 26 to hit.
That does hit. Go ahead and roll damage, and this time roll a d4 with your flaming blade.
I had a feeling it was going to be like that. Okay, and d4. Okay, so 10 plus 4. All right, that's 14 damage total. 3 of that is fire.
All right, so
no, wait. Hold that thought. That's 16 damage. I keep forgetting my rage.
You should probably stop doing that because it annoys the DM.
I'm
so you
sorry.
swing your great
Be
sword,
merciful.
and the last of the oil that was still on there kind of gets transferred to this other spider that just took a bite out of you, and does the additional damage. The spider itself starts bleeding a little bit. The wound is not completely cauterized, and you just get this intense feeling of hatred from it for some bizarre reason. What else you want to do?
I still have my extra attack.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 19 to hit.
Another hit. Go ahead and roll damage. This
All
time
right.
without any fire bonus.
I figure. Ugh, come on. That's 10 total.
All right. So you take another swing, and it cuts deep, and you can see again it's bleeding that almost glowing blood onto the floor, and you hear this kind of shriek and very shrill sound. Yeah. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
No, that's it, really.
All right. Next up is going to be. That was Avok. It's going to be. She's gone.
That's
Spiders. So the 3 that are on you try to take bites at you because you're the only one that's done anything. Is a 20 hit?
that's
All right. So we will start with. You need a Constitution saving throw.
okay. Okay, that's a 19.
All right. So you take 11 piercing damage as the creature bites into you, and then you feel again the poison start rushing through your veins, and you take an additional 9 poison damage from the attack. Second one
Okay.
comes up to try and bite at you. That's a nat 20. That's gonna. So go ahead and another Constitution saving throw.
That's a 13.
Now I have to do math. No, I don't. So you take another 11 piercing damage as it again pierces your neck, and then you take 18 poison damage as more poison is just rushing through your body.
Oh shit.
And
Okay.
the final one tries to take a bite out of you. That's 8. The third one misses.
Okay, thank God.
Fade. As you look around, you can see the fire is actually starting to catch up to where you are, and where the fire first started, you're seeing parts of the floor have just kind of fallen through, and you can see what looks like a fair amount of light coming through, but you're so far away that you can't really see through the hole itself.
Okay. Jesus, I don't know.
From where you are now, you can now see what looks like one of the towers is, or a wall from one of the upper towers is about 60 feet away from you in the same direction that you've been traveling. You can't really tell too much from where you are because, again, black and white. But you can tell that there is a wall there, so you're coming to the edge of the room itself.
Okay. I was running in the direction of Avok, so I will.
You are now next to spiders, so if you continue to run, you will take opportunity attacks.
I will. Am I near Avok though?
Yeah.
Okay. I will throw my arm on his back and throw my last super big heal at him,
Okay.
and then I will bonus action the weapon over here to take a swing at another stupid spider.
Okay.
So the weapon we'll do first. Oh god, 8, so that misses. And
That misses,
then-
yeah.
This will be your heal. 19 heal for Avok.
Alright.
So
And I am done.
You see him kind of touch your back, and then that healing energy kind of flows into you. That ends it. Goes up to Elaine. Now that more time has passed, you can see a larger portion of the floor is now on fire, to the point where it's actually very close to where you guys are. And you also notice that the hole itself, where the fire first started, is now roughly about 5-6 feet in diameter. Again, because you're so far away, you're having a hard time seeing much of anything through it, though, unfortunately. What would you like to do?
Can I set the tips of the 3 arrows I dipped in oil on fire with my tinderbox?
Either that or you can just dip it in the fire that's in front of you.
Okay, I mean, whichever's better.
Okay.
Wouldn't take it. What does it take an action to dip them in the fire, or?
I'll say if you're going to attack with one of them, you can do that as part of the attack action.
Yes. I am going to attack with one of them.
Okay.
I'm gonna shoot at one of the ones that's been attacking Avok.
Now, because you're all three kind of right next to each other, you're within 5 feet of the spider, so you'd have disadvantage on a ranged attack.
Okay. $14.
14? 14's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Oh, okay. 1d6.
Roll it with an additional, since it's a little bit smaller than a sword, roll it with an additional d6.
It's great damage. 6.
Okay. Is that total?
Oh no. 2 of it's... I rolled a 1 plus 3, and then 2 of it's fire.
Oh, okay, wow. Well, that remarkably enough, that's just enough to take the creature out. So you fire this flaming bolt, you hear that kind of shriek and unearthly howl, and one of the spiders kind of curls up on itself and hits the floor dead. Anything else that you want to do? You still have a bonus action and movement.
Unless I can swing at somebody with my dagger with a bonus action, I don't know.
Technically, the short bow is a two-handed
I got the short bow,
weapon,
yeah.
so that wouldn't work, unfortunately.
I guess I'll keep running east.
Okay. Do you want to disengage or anything? Or do you
Yeah,
want to...
I'll
Okay.
cunning action disengage.
So you continue running another 30 feet closer to the wall. You see spiders are closing in on you everywhere, and the fire itself just keeps spreading and getting further and further and further. Next up is going to be Avok. You have 2 more friends next to you.
Okay. I'm just mad at these spiders. Fuck. Can't break character, really.
As you're doing this, you start noticing that the fire that Elaine started has gotten closer and closer to you, and you can see the hole in the floor where it started is now about 10 foot in diameter. And you actually, even from where you are, you're able to see down a little bit, and it opens into kind of what looks like air, but you can see a few strands of web underneath it from where you are.
Thinking. What's the condition of the sail? Is that completely burned up now?
For the most part, there's bits and pieces of it, but it's almost completely consumed now. The floor underneath it has started to burn pretty heavily now.
Okay. All right. Okay, so I saw the fire around. Let me just do something to determine what he's gonna do.
Okay, not a problem at all.
He's attacking the spiders.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack roll.
Yep. All right, that's gonna be a 24 to hit.
Definitely a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right. Come on, higher than that, please. 5, 4 plus 2, 11 damage.
All right.
And my second attack,
Okay.
that's a 25 to hit.
Another hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right, come on. Give me some love here. It'll do. That's 14 damage.
All right, so as you take another 2 swings with it, you hack into this other spider. It makes those screeching sounds that you've come to enjoy so much. And again, it bleeds that translucent blood, that glowing blood on the ground, pretty heavily. It looks pretty bad off. Anything else that you want to do?
Nope.
All right, so more spiders start to join into the fight, but you can see the rest of the spiders that are not coming actively towards you are starting to shuffle away, trying to get away from the fire, trying to get away from the sunlight, and are trying to leave. However, 2 come up to Elaine to try and bite him. Does a 19 hit?
Yes.
Constitution saving throw, please.
I'm not using that dice anymore.
What'd you get?
2.
2. Oh, wow. So you take 11 piercing damage plus 18 poison damage.
I'll use uncanny dodge to have the, I guess, the piercing.
Well, technically it's 1 attack, so you can half it all.
F
If
it
I
all.
understand. If I understand uncanny dodge, it just halves the damage of 1 attack, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 1
know
attack,
if
which is
it's
2
okay.
damage types, so you can have it
It
all.
was 11 piercing would go down to what, 6 or
Well,
5.
if you add it all together, that would be 11 plus 18 would be 29. So chop that in half. You're down to 14.
Oh God. Okay. 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 Okay.
Are you still conscious?
Yes.
All right. Second one comes up. I'm assuming a 21 hits.
Yeah, I'm unconscious. I'm unconscious. It doesn't
Elaine
matter.
hits the ground hard. The hole that Elaine created has gotten larger now, and the flames themselves are starting to spread around you guys, taking the path of least resistance, so they're kind of avoiding the squares that you're on. But you guys are now kind of surrounded by fire, and the hole itself is becoming massive. It's about 20 foot in diameter now. The hole is only about 10 feet away from where you're standing now, Avok. Avok, it is your turn. Elaine is passed out unconscious beside you.
Wait, wasn't the spiders that went and attacked Elaine, right?
Yeah. Oh, I forgot there were supposed to be spiders that attack you. I'm sorry. I completely forgot about those spiders. Let me see what they do to Avok. Because more spiders have come
Never mind, I'm just
to play.
gonna take more punishment.
Say 1.5.
10's not going to hit you, right?
Nope.
Oh, for Pete's sake. Second spider that tries to take a swing at you gets a nat 1. So you're okay. So now the spiders are done. Thank you for reminding me about those extra spiders.
And it should be Faye's turn, actually, so.
No, because Elaine... Oh, shoot. Hold up. I have to remember. how this
Numbers.
works.
Math.
Numbers are very, very hard. Yeah, no. It should be Fade's turn, not Avok. Sorry. So yes, now it's Fade's turn. I have it written like it's written right in front of me, guys. Like it's not that hard, and I just can't read.
I believe you. So, spiritual weapon will attack one of the ones on Avok for 19.
That's definitely a hit.
That is 16 force damage.
The spider gets crushed by your spiritual weapon and kind of crumples into a ball near him.
All right, and then I will get over to Elaine
Okay.
and spare the dying on her.
Okay.
And that is it.
He's now. I think he returns to 1 hit point, right?
Yep.
Mm,
All right.
Oh, cool.
Well, no.
Oh, or stable. What am I doing?
You're stable.
Stable.
Oh,
Okay.
you're
No
just stable.
death.
Okay.
So death
So-
saving throws.
yeah, you're good there.
It doesn't revive him. It just stabilizes him instantly.
Just stabilizes.
Damn. I think at one point in the playtest, it actually gave him a hit point. It was really useful.
Yeah.
So Elaine, as you can feel kind of your life force fading, you get this kind of vision of a woman dressed entirely in black with this hood that's she wears down low enough that you can't see anything beyond her mouth, and you just get this strange feeling, and then your life force is no longer fading out of your body. It is your turn. Normally, I would make you make a check, but you don't need to anymore. So you're unconscious and probably aren't enjoying yourself too much.
No, this is great.
Avok, now it is your turn. So you have a
All right.
big hole that's getting closer and closer and closer to you guys. You can now see down it completely. You guys are suspended probably about 50 feet above kind of the roof of the lower tower. And you can see there are many strands of web that are kind of crisscrossing that basically look like they supported this before it started burning. Some of them are on fire themselves. Some of them still look fine. What would you like to do?
Oh boy. Give me 1 second. Okay, time to wise up.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, since I still have 1 spider left and I'm surrounded by flames and an opening that's getting bigger, I snap out of my rage.
Okay.
Oh, fuck. Not dying now.
Okay.
Okay, so I see Elaine on the floor, I'm gonna pick him up
Okay.
and pretty much like
We're jumping, buddy. Let's go.
I'm jumping down and I'm gonna like fall so that I'm gonna fall on my back and Elaine and pretty much cushion so Elaine doesn't go into death saving mode.
So Avok turns to Elaine and just kind of very kind of roughly picks him up, tosses him over his shoulder, and you see him just dive out of this opening and start falling. As he does, he kind of turns himself and puts Elaine on his chest as he kind of grabs him. Real quick, go ahead and make me a let's say dexterity acrobatics check.
Okay. Yes. That's gonna be a 22.
So as you're falling, you can feel the wind kind of blowing past you. You fall about 30. You fall about 30 feet, and you see below you just a little bit. As you kind of look over your shoulder, you can see there's a strand of web that's not on fire that you're going to fall very close to. So while you kind of grip Elaine in one arm, you reach out and just try and grab onto this. As you do, you get the full weight of Elaine on your arm, and you can feel tendons pulling, and you can feel like your shoulder's starting to be pulled out of its socket, but it stops your fall.
Yep, it's Batman Begins.
You do take 5 bludgeoning damage as it kind of pulls out of your socket a little bit.
Jesus, why does this have to happen all the time?
As you look around, you're now about 20 feet above where this floor, this roof of the building is. And as you look around, you can see these spiders coming out of this this rather large. It looks almost like a very ornate box, massive, with spiderweb patterns all over it that you can see from where you are. And you can see there's strands of web that are just burning everywhere. You can see the entire like box that you guys were in is shifting now and is starting to get moved away. Fade, unfortunately, you were the only creature left for any of these spiders. So 2 of them are going to kind of run away to try and save themselves, but the other 3 are going to try and take bites at you.
Yep.
Ignore that. Your AC is what, 18?
17.
17. Okay, well, 20 hits. And that one does not. So, Constitution saving throw for me, if you'd be so kind.
19.
You are fine. You take 9 piercing damage and 9 poison damage.
Oh my.
And then the other spiders you see start to fade and ripple, kind of like the other ones as they run away. It's now your turn. What would you like to do?
Not die.
Make me a dexterity saving throw real quick.
Okay. $14.
14. You sit there and you can feel the ground beneath you start to move, and you feel one corner of the room fall, and the room itself tilts onto almost a 45-degree angle. You catch yourself without falling, but just barely. What would you like to do? The hole that Avok dove out of is now large enough that it's almost to your feet. It's about 5 feet away from you now.
Oh, I'm going for it. Let's just
Okay.
let go.
So Fade just jumps, clutches his holy symbol as he falls through the air. Go ahead and make me a dexterity acrobatics check.
7.
So you start plummeting. You go to grab one of the strands and miss it completely. And you have plummeted about 40 feet by the end of your turn.
Can I, during the fall, I'd like to prep a Spare the Dying and just touch myself as I'm about to hit the ground.
Okay. The way that Spare the Dying works is you have to be unconscious, and you can't be unconscious and cast a spell.
Okay.
So, goes back up to Elaine. You are unconscious but stable. Avok, your arm hurts like hell.
No
As you get a little
shit.
bit better look, you can see kind of the casing of spider webs that have kind of encased this entire tower to keep it eternally in the darkness. And you can see, because of the fire, a lot of that casing is starting to break away. But from where you are, you're about a 20-foot shimmy from being able to kind of get onto the outer layer of this web shell that's starting to break apart. And the web shell itself is not vertical like the walls would. It's kind of a gentle, gentle. It's about a 60-degree slope down, but much nicer than falling straight down. So, what would you like to do?
Okay.
You see Fade plummet past you, heading for the ground.
You better thank me for this later. I'm gonna fall and catch up to him so I can just grab him, and I'm gonna be taking some serious fall damage.
This is going to be interesting. Go
Don't
ahead
do
and
that.
make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Okay. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies. That might be good. That's a 19.
19 is good. You sit there and you throw yourself off. You pop your shoulder back into place, and with your free arm, you grab Fade and put him on top of you. You fall 20 feet. You take 4 bludgeoning damage as you hit the ground hard. And then Fade lands on top of you. And you take an additional 9 bludgeoning damage as Fade's body hits you. Fade, Avok takes some of the blow from you hitting the ground, but you still take 8 bludgeoning damage as you hit the ground.
Good night.
And what?
No.
Are you out?
Good night. Oh, I'm out.
And Elaine, you take one. Technically, you take damage, so you have one failed save, and now you are no longer stable.
Yay!
So, Avok, you're now on the ground. You're not feeling all that great, and you've got 2 unconscious people right near you. You can see spiders pouring out of the room on top of you. You can see the room itself has lost some of its support, and you can see it's starting to get shaky. You think it may start to fall on you sometime soon here.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Oh, here we go then.
I'm gonna go into a rage and just bolt, carrying these 2.
I'm gonna need an athletics check for you to carry 2 very heavy people.
I'm raging, so it's advantage. Thank God it's advantage. Oh, thank God it was advantage. I rolled a 1 the first time.
Okay.
Oh, God. That was close. Whew, 25.
25. 25 is good. So you pick up Fade and Elaine and kind of double fireman carry them. Where are you going?
Need a safe haven. No, I'm gonna go right to that bunker area that we came from in the beginning.
Okay.
I'm going in that direction.
All right. What I'm more interested in is you're on a roof right now.
Oh, I'm on a roof.
Yeah, you're on a roof. So you're
Okay.
still the roof itself. You are still a good 80 feet above the ground. So, like I said, you from where you are, because of the fire and everything, you can get to that outer shell and try and like ride it down if you want. With 2 people, it's going to get interesting, to say the least.
Well, I gotta get out of here, so I'm riding.
All right. How am I going to do this? Make me an acrobatics check.
Okay. Fuck. Yes, nat 20.
Okay, so to make things a little bit simpler, Avok, fireman carries both Elaine and Fade on his shoulder and just starts booking it. As you go, you hear from above this very familiar sound of twing, 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 as the strands that were holding up this massive chamber break. And you see this massive thing that's full of fire and spiders are running out of it, comes plummeting down towards you. You look up and you just start booking it, Matrix style, running as fast as you can. As you get to the edge, you can see kind of a gap where you would fall absolutely 100% straight down to the ground, and you leap over it and throw both Fade and Elaine away from you to try and land on this kind of cage, or this kind of case of webbing. As you go, you were able to land on it as well, and all 3 of you start kind of tumbling and skipping down this very steep angle. As you get to the tree line, the angle levels off, and you're actually skipping on top of the trees, hitting impact after impact, and kind of rolling and rumbling, and eventually you get to the point where the casing of this webbing is no longer enough to stop you from hitting tree branches and things like that, and you eventually stop about 70 feet away from the Tower of Webs. Very, very hurt. Elaine and Fade both have 1 failed death saving throw.
Fuck.
From it. Avok, because you're conscious, you're able, and you got a freaking nat 20 in your acrobatics, you're able to kind of direct yourself where you don't take too much damage other than you just feel sore. What would you like to do? You still have 2 unconscious people.
Okay. I'm 70 feet away from that tower, right?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, snapping out of my rage, although I haven't really taken damage, so it was going to go away. Anyways.
Well, your rage doesn't go away if you're making athletics checks.
Oh, really?
I don't believe so. So you can technically still keep your rage if you want. You have to either attack, be attacked, or do something strength-based, I think. I could be wrong on that. Again, I may be referencing an old rule set that doesn't exist.
It ends early if you are knocked unconscious, or if your turn ends and you haven't attacked a hostile creature since your last turn, or taken damage since then. So,
okay, so it has nothing to
it's
do with
gone.
strength. Okay. So, yeah, it's gone now.
Okay. Fuck. Fuck. Can I perform a medicine check on both of them somehow?
Yeah. I'd be okay with that. Go ahead and make a medicine check. We'll start on Elaine.
Okay.
Please.
You're actually in good hands so far. That's gonna be a 19.
19. Good enough. Elaine, you are now stable, so you can erase those failed saves.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, and yeah, I'll do fade.
Okay.
These are he does the healing. It's gonna need them. I don't like the guy, but he has his uses.
Very begrudgingly.
And he gets the same luck as Elaine, 19.
Okay, so Fade, you are now stable as well. So you now have 2 unconscious people. As you look
Okay.
back on the tower itself, the flames have started consuming the tower. When that giant room that you were in collapsed, it destroyed the roof that you were on, and you can see the tower itself is up in flames right now.
Okay, I'm just gonna pick up both Elaine and Fade and just walk away with the tower burning down behind me. Like a badass.
Yeah, not even looking back. Don't, badasses don't look at explosions, right?
Nope. Alright, and like I wanted to do before, I'm gonna go back to Mikey.
Okay. So you, it takes a while. Like it takes you literally hours to be able to make it all the way back to the hovel. But you are able to just barely make it back. By the time you get back, Elaine and Fade are starting to show signs of life, but are incredibly weak. As you get in there, you kind of find the secret step and come down. And as soon as you come down with both of these guys, you notice that Michael is not the only person in the room. You see a couple of their faces that you hadn't seen before. They still have scars and things like that don't look all that great, but they're slowly healing. And you see them very quickly take Fade and Elaine and lay them on what looks like makeshift beds that they've created there to start tending to their wounds. As you come down, Michael kind of looks at you and he's like, "What the hell happened? All we can see for, I'm sure they can see it for miles around. You set the fucking tower on fire."
Yeah. Let's just say I made a huge mistake. Ugh.
Remind me not to piss you off.
Well, yeah. Huh.
Well, if Corin had any preconceptions about you being dead, they're gone now.
Yeah, well, he just lost his spider, so all he has is the Citadel. That's next.
Well, it wasn't exactly the way I thought to take him out, but you can't argue with the results. What'd you find in there?
A fuck ton of goddamn spiders. Fucking hate magic sometimes.
Yeah, it sounds about right. Listen, you look pretty bad. You should probably get some rest. Did anyone follow you here? Did you even think to look?
I had 2 unconscious companions on my shoulders.
All right. I'm gonna, and you notice he kind of motions to 2 other people in the room that aren't helping tend. And he goes, "Guys, go up there and see if we're in trouble. And they leave. He kind of leads you over to another makeshift bed. He's like, you need to get some rest, man. We'll take it from here. If they know about this lair, we've got a few more that we can hide in. We'll see if we can throw them off the scent. Just get some rest. You've done something stupid today, but amazing.
That's what I'm good at.
And that's where we're gonna end it for tonight, guys.
Holy
God.
Wow. Almost had a TPK there. I wasn't exactly sure what we were gonna do if I killed you guys all off. So
I have a second character already rolled up.
Me too. I have a Dragonite ready.
Me too. We're just gonna be a party of Dragon Knights.
Oh fuck!
you guys, that was very, very cool.
The moment we hit the ground and you said that the floor was made of like web, I was like, I would have set it on fire.
Well, it worked. I wasn't quite expecting you guys to go that route with the spiders. Like I had a shit ton more planned there, but folks, that is live D&D. The players very rarely will do what it is that you want them to do, and then they'll do stupid things and piss off an incredibly challenge rating 13 monster.
Oh god.
God.
And then just run up to it and try and kill it. So yeah, that would have been really cool. But they lucked out. So thank you everybody that came to watch. That was really intense. If you missed any of the episode tonight, I do upload it to my YouTube channel, so you can watch the entire thing. It's youtube.com/trainerjody. You can also watch previous episodes and stuff like that. I've got the whole thing on there in case you missed anything. Like I said, this is a show we do on the first and third Tuesdays of every month. Due to the fact that Wizards of the Coast is starting a new D&D show, they end their D&D show on Tuesdays right at 8 o'clock Central Time, or 6 o'clock LA time, which is what they go on, East Coast time or West Coast, whatever it is. Anyway, this used to go start right at 8 o'clock. We're going to push it to about 8:30, just so we don't have to worry about their game running late and people having to choose between watching Chris Perkins Dungeon Master and watching me Dungeon Master, because he wins every single time. So this will start the first and third Tuesday of every month at 8:30. On the second and fourth, I will be running the Tyranny of Dragons campaign. So if you guys enjoyed this and you'd like to see some more with a different setting and everything like that, tune in next week right here at 8:30 and check it out. Beyond that, if you're curious about the other stuff that I do, follow me on Twitter. I'm at TrainerJody. I hope everybody had a lot of fun. I know I was kind of really worried about what was going to go on here and whether or not these guys are going to survive or not. So kind of excited that nobody died yet.
Man.
Keep getting close.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, that's all for me today. I will see you guys tomorrow for another random vlogging on my YouTube channel. By the way, feel free to follow me here on Twitch if you want more notifications about when this stuff goes on. D&D has become a very big thing for me, and I run a lot of games. So I do this stuff. I'll be running a game for International Tabletop Day in April. So follow me here on Twitch. So you can get all the notifications. So again, that's all for me today. See you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.
Bye everybody.